Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say Shalom. This is a Montazar from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with a short lesson entitled Birds of a Feather. So everyone has heard, the saying birds of a feather flock together. Okay. Well, what does that actually mean? Okay. It says AI overview. Birds of a feather flock together is an English proverb meaning that people with similar interests, personalities, or backgrounds tend to associate with one another. The phrase illustrates a natural tendency for like minded individuals to seek each other out and form groups, just as birds of the same species often do. This can be observed in social groups, hobbies, and communities where people with shared characteristics gravitate toward one another, meaning it describes how people with similar tastes, ideas, or characteristics will often hang out or congregate together. Application is used to explain why certain groups of people form clubs for book lovers to neighborhoods where people have similar lifestyles. All right. Well, this particular lesson is really going into um, touch and pitch, okay, or being around Esau, being manipulated around Esau, okay. So let's look at a few scriptures. This is First Corinthians 15 and 33 says, "Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners." Okay. So there's the first precept. First Corinthians 15 and 33. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. You see it a lot here in Babylon the Great, especially when it comes to women. All right. They have a hive mentality. Okay. They get to talking and they get to talking about this whole feminism and all of those things, and you have a hive mentality. They're all thinking or trying to think the same way, all right, which is always flawed. Okay. And so one of the things that you'll hear when it comes to women, they talk about married couples and uh, the married women who have single friends. All right. So if you go on YouTube, you can see thousands of videos, okay, or hundreds of videos where married women, got divorced because of their single friends, right? See, this is a live example, a true example of so-called birds of a feather flock together. You got these single women influencing the married woman. All right. She's looking for all the wrong things because she's thinking she's missing out on something. All right. From her single friends. Okay. And then they'll lead her off and make her feel like she's unhappy. And then she'll leave her husband. This is Psalms 26 and 5. It says, I have hated the congregation of evildoers and will not sit with the wicked. All right. So that's King David. All right. He said, I hate the congregation of evildoers and I will not sit with the wicked. Sirach 12 and 10, it says, Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. All right, so you have to know who your enemy is. You shaking hands. So like you shaking hands and going in business with Esau, Esau will corrupt the hell out of your ass. All right. Here's one example. In Chicago, you had Jesse Jackson Jr. and his wife, right? So a few years back, they ended up going to jail, okay, because of they was got caught up in some money laundering. Okay, they was using campaign funds to redo their house and all kind of stuff. Right now, Esau let you play his game as long as you're doing what he wants you to do. He'll teach you the game, right? Now all these officials are doing the same thing. But when you step out of line and um, you're not doing what they want you to do, then all of a sudden the phone call goes to some kind of letter letter suite. Salakia. Salakia, FBI. All right. A phone call, anonymous tip is being made because you're not playing ball the way they want you to. All right. Now they didn't taught you the game, and you're doing exactly what they doing, but you're the one that's going to end up going to jail for it. All right. This is Proverbs 3:31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. All right. Not some of his ways, none of them. First Maccabees 1:7, it says, So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. What is this talking about? This is talking about Alexander the Great, talking about the Greek captivity. Okay, so the beginning of Esau's kingdom. All right, so it says that they put crowns upon their heads, and then evils multiplied in the earth. So the Lord is saying in the scriptures, all right, when Esau gets in power, what happens? Evils multiplied in the earth. Okay, all right, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Job 9:24. Okay, the wicked. Evils are always going to multiply in the earth when Esau is in power. Sirach 13:1. He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith, and he that hath fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. Okay? So there's no fellowship, okay, with the sinner and the righteous. Okay? There's no fellowship. You got to stay away from Esau, Edom. Sirach 40:12. All bribery and injustice shall be blotted out, but true dealing shall endure forever. All right. Wherever Esau is talking, you know what they say? If a car salesman's mouth is moving, they say he lying. Okay. Well, guess what? Anywhere Esau is, it's gonna be some bribery going on. Esau is going to have some bribery going on. There's going to be some bribery, some child molestation. There's going to be something going on. You're going to find out the hard way dealing with Esau. All you got to do is watch his movies. He tell on himself all the time. Find me a movie. Find me a wholesome movie with white people. Just find me a wholesome. Find me a good movie where ain't nothing off. It ain't going to happen. That's why you got the Lifetime Network. All you got to do is watch his series and watch his movies. He going to tell on himself. He going to tell you his deepest, darkest fantasies and secrets. Everything is off. And in closing, Proverbs 4:14, it says, Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. Okay? All right, so this has been Birds of a Feather. Just a short lesson to remind you, okay? It ain't all good in the hood dealing with Esau, okay? Don't think that you can deal with this man and come out unscathed, because he will find a way, okay, to defile you. I pray that this lesson has been edifying. To the next one, Shalom.